underreaction and overreaction with a dysregulated nervous system. In this video, we explore our reactions to threat. Triggers, in response to past trauma, set off a reaction in us which can seem out of proportion to the original trigger. Trauma sufferers will often respond to present-day threat with an overreaction or an underreaction. Underreacting and overreacting are two massive signs of having a dysregulated nervous system. Can you talk a bit further about overreacting and underreacting?
Sure. So I think what's important to say is it's an overreaction or an underreaction to the level of threat you're experiencing right now. So let's say that you're experiencing a 3 out of 10 threat right now. If your reaction is 9 out of 10, that's going to look a bit weird to most people from the outside. It's not going to feel weird to you because you're going to experience your body's desire to react at 9 out of 10 and say, therefore, I must be threatened 9 out of 10. But from the outside, people see it differently. And we've all had that experience and we've all been that person. So an underreaction is actually an escalation even from there, where if you like, your body is threatening to react to 10 or 11 or 12 or 20 out of 10. And so the whole thing just shuts down because it's too much, or it's just the wrong time or place to be like that, or we're terrified that we're going to explode. Now, what's important to understand is that you're adding in material from before. So to a certain extent, saying you're overreacting is kind of pejorative. You're not overreacting. You're reacting just right, but it's not clear what you're reacting to. That's the problem.
And so what does a healthy reaction look like?
Oh, so if you've got no baggage at all, then your reaction will always be exactly right to deal with the problem you're facing. So if there's nothing else added to the system, then, I mean, here's an example. So people queue barge. You're waiting for a queue, I don't know, a fairground or a bank or something, and someone walks in the queue in front of you. How do you react? Well, personally, I do nothing at all, but I just boil on the inside. It's a very British response to any kind of public problem. If you were in another place or another person, you might have someone start screaming at, you get that kind of classic YouTube clip of someone screaming at someone else for seemingly small transgression. But if you have no baggage at all, if you have no sense of being afraid of conflict and no sense of being triggered by people kind of taking what's yours or something, you might just lean over to the person and say, excuse me, but the queue starts over here. And that's probably an appropriate reaction, right? You're neither ignoring the fact that this person's transgressing you, nor are you making a huge deal out of something that's really not that significant. And yet, how hard is it to do that?
It's very hard.
It's very hard, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the problem we have. We're all a little bit blocked in terms of just accessing the appropriate level of response to things. And the problem with that is that humans really are, at their best, as amazing problem-solving machines. So we brilliantly solve problems, particularly in groups, particularly collectively. But you can only solve problems if you're in your problem-solving part of your brain. And when we get triggered into these other reactions, we lose access to the really good, well-functioning problem-solving part of our brain.